Mohammed Akil went to Northwest University, attended Bowling Green State University, and then Northwest University. His specialty is in political strategy and city management. What impressed me about Akil was that he was here a few weeks before the graduation that was postponed. So he went back to the US and came back last week so that he could be with us in this day. We don't take it for granted. And now we invite you to address the congregation.
Niaji Wase. Niaji Wase. All right, very good, very good. I got to start by saying, as a young man from the United States, obviously my roots are right here in Africa, even though I'm born right here in the United States. But we have something in the U.S. that ultimately was born here in Africa. We have something that we really love. And it's called call and response. So I know you all are relaxed, but you can talk back to me. You can talk back to me. You're going to raise the energy. And Professor Chacha, you're challenging me right now. So hopefully I won't be up here long, but I'll have something useful for you, the graduates. Thank you, Madam Vice Chancellor Mumbo. For the invitation, the introduction, and also the wonderful hospitality that's so Kenya, but the wonderful hospitality that you always roll out for us when we come here. And also, I want to lean in on this, and also thank you for your servant leadership. I know the hard work that you do here to try to move this university forward, and again, it's not lost on me. Governor, Chancellor Nyong'o, thank you for your strength. Thank you for your vision. I watched you from New Jersey, from the U.S. I watched the great work that you're doing here in Kisumu County. Members of the Governing Council, faculty and staff, family and friends, thank you for allowing me. Thank you for allowing me. Thank you for allowing me the honor of being a part of this important day in Kisumu in our beloved Kenya. But most importantly, congratulations, graduates. Congratulations. Let's give them a round of applause. The Great Lakes University class of 2022, you did it. This is your day. We celebrate you, and we salute you, and we say to you, job well done. Job well done. So I'm going to try to move very quickly, and I don't want to take too much of your time, especially for the graduates, because this graduation was initially scheduled for last month, but somehow, some way, serendipitously, your university graduation was somehow paired with the Jumeirah celebration. So I want to get you guys out of here so you can start your celebrating and partying tonight, which you should be doing a lot of that. Job well done. So look, I don't have 10 habits of powerful people. I don't have 8 rules of finding the career you love or 4 principles of wealth building. Those lists, and rankings, they're nice. But I want to talk to you about a time machine and a movie that's going to come out. A time machine and a movie that's going to come out. I know it sounds a little unconventional, but let's play it out. So if I had a time machine and I could transport myself back to the time when I was sitting in one of the seats that you're sitting in as a graduate, and the 2022 version of me had a few minutes to talk to my younger self, there would be a few critical things I would say to my younger self. Now, obviously, I would tell him to be on the lookout for Amazon and for Airbnb and invest every dollar you could in those companies, and I would make a boatload of money. And better yet, I would tell him to look out for Safaricom and M-Pesa. I mean, these companies are a critical part of the country here. But, in all seriousness, I would say to my younger self, and I'm going to say to you, as graduates, you have one life to live. But more importantly, that one life that you know you already have, that one life is going to move faster than you realize. That one life that you have, this one life that you have, is going to move much more fast or much faster than you realize. So you have to get serious. You have to get serious about getting what you want out of this life. That now is the time to put in more work. I know it's your graduation day, but I'm saying to you, now is the time to put in more work. It's go time. It's go time and it's show time. So it's critical to know that your 20s are going to go by and you're going to look up and you're 30. Then your 30s are going to go by quickly and you're going to look up and you're 40. Your 50s and 60s and 70s are going to be the same. That pattern is very real. Everyone up here remembers. We remember being 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Am I right? It seems like yesterday. And we look up and decades have flown by. Life will pass you by. Life will pass you by in the twinkling of an eye. And like that, it's gone. It's gone. That said, do not squander time. Again, now is the time to get serious about everything you want from this life and from this world. And your degree is not the end of the conversation. Actually, it's just the beginning of a long and hopefully fulfilling journey. You have to get out into this world with the education that's been afforded you, with the ferociousness and a focus. You have to get seriously engaged in this thing called life. You are not sitting back and waiting for good things to happen for you. You are being proactive every day. You are getting down into the crevices of life, in the margins, and with innovative thinking. And here's the critical thing: you got to go into unknown places. You got to go into unknown places. You got to go into dark places. You got to go to wherever those opportunities are. And these places will sometimes be difficult. And these difficult places, you go in them to pull out the resources, the opportunities, the positions, the networks, and the communities you envision for yourself. We are talking about building a successful life. That's what you've got to be thinking about and talking about. Building a successful life for yourself and putting in more work. And it's not always going to be fair. It's not always going to be fair. You're going to get your backside handed to you sometimes when you don't deserve it. It's called life. Deal with it. It's not going to be easy. And even after you put in the work, the results are not always guaranteed. The results are not always guaranteed. But as the writer and poet Khalil Gibran once said, if a man loves life, he must love that which sustains his life. And it is work that sustains life. And to be clear, I'm not talking about toil. I'm not talking about toil. I'm talking about work. Because toil is unfulfilling, monotonous, spirit-draining activity. But work is meaningful, productive, intentional, and life-affirming activity. And we're not talking about wishful thinking. Graduates, we're not talking about wishful thinking. We're talking about putting in the work, the day-to-day focused activity it takes to be successful. Are you with me? Are you with me? Yes. All right. Hey, let me tell you. It's been said that it's not the dirty farmers. It's not the dirty farmers who deserve pity, but rather the clean ones, sitting on their porches, waiting for the perfect rain, or the perfect temperature, or the perfect harvest, while their lands grow into disarray. And you graduates today, you have a major advantage. Others before you did not have. You are fortunate enough to be living in a time, the 21st century, where there are more resources available to you than every generation before you. The world is yours for the taking. And you know what? And one of the reoccurring things that I've heard, in my travels here in Kenya, has to do with the job market. How many graduates, that high-powered and degrees and like substantive degrees are being acquired, but the job market isn't as robust as it needs to be at this time. Hey, I'm gonna say to you, hey, man up, woman up. Get creative. Use your phone not as a toy, but as a tool. Use your phone not as a toy, but as a tool. And get engaged in entrepreneurship. One of the things that we're very aggressive about in the U.S., there are a lot of things that are not good about the U.S. There's a lot of things that are not good about the U.S., and there are a lot of things that are beautiful about the U.S. One of the things about the U.S., hey, we believe in starting our businesses and going for it. And when I move throughout this country, hey, I see people going for it. So don't let your degree keep you from putting in work. Because sometimes we get these degrees and we don't get our hands dirty anymore. I'm saying you got to do both in order to be successful. And look, you are tasked in this world. You are tasked in this world not to be an observer, standing on the sidelines, watching other people make an impact on the local, national, and global stages. Watching other people expand their global reach and global control. No, you are tasked in this world to be a full participant on the field of battle, and ultimately what should become your field of victory. You are tasked to own and control part of this plan. Now, along the way, when you're putting in your work, you're going to find far too many people are spending far too much time focused on worrying about the next man, worried about the next woman. We now live in a social media world of comments. Everyone has a comment on what the next person is doing. Or everyone is posting about the most mundane things in life that have no real bearing on your future and creating a powerful future for yourself. But you should know, graduates, you should know that a monument was never raised for a critic. A monument was never raised for a critic or those who celebrate the basic, kind of, again, mundane acts of life. Monuments are raised for people who put in work, to build real future for themselves and their communities. Hey, know that the real winners of life, know that the real winners in life, those who are blasting off into the stratosphere, they waste little time commenting on what others do. Why? Because winners are too busy making progress on their goals and presenting and preparing to take advantage for the opportunities that are coming their way. That's what winners do. They are making sure, winners, people who succeed in life, they are constantly making sure that they are in the right rooms at the right time, making the right professional and personal connections needed to make manifest their visions of success. So let me say it even simply. You can't wake up wasting time swiping left and swiping right. Swiping left and swiping right, hoping for likes, and focusing on what a celebrity class and what your friends and followers are doing. Because again, focusing on what other people are doing is a distraction from your own success. Now, to be clear, let me be clear about something. You would do well, graduates. You would do well to study those who are masters of their chosen craft. And I assure you, when you study the people who are masters of their chosen craft, you're going to be studying discipline, drive, and dedication. That's what you're going to be studying. It's a select group of people who can nearly all the time, or who can oftentimes see the finish line before they even get started. And they're not concerned about the hurdles. They see the finish line on the other side. Masters and specialists of their chosen professions seize the time. They do the hard work day and night to claim and then maintain. You carve out territory and then you keep your territory. And critically important, it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing, graduates. You should look at people like that and let their examples be your continued education. Because as I look out across the body of these graduates, I know that the Great Lakes University of Kisumu has equipped you with the building blocks, the essential building blocks to become a powerhouse entrepreneur, a CEO of an internationally celebrated company, a titan of agribusiness, a leader in public health, nursing, or the many other disciplines represented in your graduating class. Hey, what we're talking about here is high-level intentionality. High-level intentionality. And I can assure you that Governor Nyong'o and Vice Chancellor Mumbo are folks who keep their eyes on the prize, as we say back home. They have high-level intentionality. Study their examples, envisioning and working to improve the county, university, and the country, and by extension, they are working to create opportunities even for you. That's again high-level intentionality. So I want to kind of move quickly, and I want to talk about this movie for a second. That movie I mentioned earlier. Now I want you to know just a few things about me and regarding this upcoming movie. You should know that although I have lived in the New Jersey, New York City area for a couple decades now, I was raised in a small town in the middle of the United States. I was raised in a small town in the middle of the United States called Lima, Ohio. Now, this small town is where I picked up my solid core values, strong work ethic, and critical thinking skills. Now, Lima is not a suburb of anything. There's no big towns around Lima. It's a quaint little town with nice people and surrounded by cornfields and soybean fields. And it's probably the kind of place, in a sense, that many of you are from. Now, one of my good friends happens to be a proud New Yorker. And as many of you already know, New York City is an amazing place with a lot of amazing, talented people, and New Yorkers have very strong personalities. And they are not easily impressed. Now, during one of the many conversations I've had with my longtime New Yorker friend, during one of our many conversations, we were talking about my travels, my academic pursuits, my professional accomplishments, the battles that I've won, the times where I got my backside handed to me in the battles that I've lost. And we were talking about the many high-powered people that I've worked with and represented over the years. And my friend looked at me and she said, you know, Muhammad, they make movies about people like you. They make movies about people like you. Spoiler alert. No one is making a movie about me right now. So I just want to be clear about that, right? Not yet anyway. Not yet anyway. But her compliment is not about fame and celebrity. Fame and celebrity, which I believe has become, somewhat of a poison in the world today. She was making a much more important point, that she admires how one can engage this world, seizing opportunities, fighting and working for what they want, being willing to cast away from the shore and discover new horizons. Her compliment is not about celebrity and fame. It's about richness of mind, heart, and spirit. It's about intellectual curiosity and generosity. Those are the intangibles and they are the true ingredients for success. I'm encouraging you to be one of the 8 billion people on the planet to tell that story. Be one of the 8 billion who has richness of mind, heart, and spirit, intellectual curiosity, and generosity. So, that being said, I would say to my younger self, and I'm saying to you right now, live your life, go after your dreams as if someone is going to make a biographical film about you. Go about your life as if someone is going to make a film about your life. Why? Because from the time you were born to this moment that we're sharing right now, to the moment you take your final breath, you are, metaphorically speaking, making a movie about your life. And you are the leading man, the leading woman of your movie. Your experiences, your daily behavior, the goals you set for yourself become scenes and plots of your movie. The question becomes, what kind of movie are you going to make for yourself? What kind of life are you going to live? Is your movie going to be a comedy? Is it going to be a comedy? Meaning a way of living where silly things are taken seriously and the very important things of life are marginalized or perceived as unimportant. Or maybe your life becomes a reality TV show. Meaning a way of life where you as adults act pompously like toddlers. Again, taking silly things seriously. Or will your movie be an epic biographical film? Will your movie be an epic biographical film about conquest and adventure and love and building families and making healthy contributions to Kisumu and to other Kenyan communities, upholding the best of the values of Kenya? What kind of movie are you going to make? Will your movie be one about inspiring others towards excellence and to live for causes higher than yourself? How about this one? Will your movie be about improving this university? Will your movie be about that? Expanding the infrastructure so that the university can do for others what it's done for you and even in a higher level or at a higher level. We are talking about leaving places greater than we found them. Where your parents and the ancestors are made proud. Question becomes, will your movie allow you to say wholeheartedly, I appear tall because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. You have a story to tell. You have a story to tell. You have an epic movie to make. You have an epic movie to make, so go make it. Your graduation symbolizes that you are pulling up the anchors and setting sail on your journey to success. And your education is your passport. Your education is your passport to the future, as Brother Minister Malcolm X once said to us. And so you have a passport, your education, issued by the Great Lakes University of Kisumu. Use it to enter new horizons in your future. Graduates, you are the promise. You are the promise for your families. You have a torch to carry. You are a beacon. You are a beacon, lighting the way for younger generations coming behind you. I challenge you to deliver that promise for your families, for Kisumu, for Kenya, and for Mother Africa. Congratulations. Congratulations, Great Lakes University, class of 2022. You have what it takes to do it. All it takes is to do it. Thank you very much.